This week on the top shelf, we have the Kemper profiling amplifier. We're going to bring it back to my studio to compare it with the real thing, to hear the difference between the two. And then after that, we're going to be talking to Kristoff in Germany, the man behind the box. Stay tuned. About 2 months ago, I was listening to a production Scott did, and I commented on his guitar takes, and he was explaining to me this new box called a Kemper. Let's talk about it, because when I heard it, I didn't believe it, and then you showed it to me.
I've been using plug-in amp sims for years. I've gotten sounds that I think are really good out of them, and for a number of reasons, they've been useful to me to getting the records done the way that I wanted to get them done. And when this came along, the idea was really cool that I could capture my own amps. I have a number of amps that I love using, so the idea of being able to kind of immortalize them here, go back to them at that, the same way anytime if I want to punch in later. If an artist, for example, I just did a new single for a friend called Fire, a band based here in Chicago. The artist brought his triple super lead head over. We profiled 60, 65 different combinations of settings on his 3 channels. He then took this home, tracked all of his stuff himself at home through the SPDIF out, so no quality was lost in his converters, his little project studio. Spent all the time he wanted getting everything just right, brought it back to me, brought the tracks, and they popped in and sounded just like they would have if I would have done it in my own place. So that's, to me, that's just as a production tool and a creative tool, it's huge. And I think that actually really makes a difference in the end, especially when people know that they're getting the sound of their amplifier the same way they're used to hearing it. They can do it.
Well, you're a boutique amp lover. So like most amps like this don't have effects loops.
Right.
They're very simple design.
Right.
So
they're just straight through, exactly. And that for me was another issue too, where now I can profile my amps without effects loops, and now I have one. So I can add anything, post the input stage in here that I wouldn't be able to do physically on the hardware counterpart, which is pretty awesome.
All right, very cool. Let's go profile some amps.
So now that we have the Kemper connected, we go into profiling mode, which is about 30 seconds worth of test signals that the Kemper sends into the amplifier. 3 different signals which are designed to measure the dynamic response of the amplifier and the harmonic response. When that's finished, if you like what you hear, you can just continue on with it, or you can go into refine mode, which I personally like doing, which involves me playing my guitar for basically as long as I want. I usually find 30 seconds to a minute does a great job, so that it can further get the sound of this instrument interacting with the amplifier. So now we'll profile an Emery sound amplifier. We'll go into profile mode, and it'll send out the test signals. There. And now there's a profile. Right now we're going to do an A-B comparison. We're going to listen to the Emery sound amplifier first, and then switch to the Kemper profile. All right, so we just profiled Mark's 1967 twin reverb amp. We're going to go through the refine process. This is not designed to be musical. This is just me playing various chords and different registers around the guitar, just to get the tonality of the different registers on the neck. All right, and now we can switch back and forth between the two. first heard about the Kemper, I was already interested in the concept of it. But when I found out it was the same designer as the Access Virus, I knew it would be awesome. That synthesizer gets probably the most use of any in my studio. But honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as good as it is. It really is a phenomenal piece of gear. And I think, especially with as many artists as you have coming through here, bringing different amps every day, sometimes multiple amps, it would be an awesome thing, because not only are you able to capture it for yourself and you can use it on future productions, but if they come back, want the same sound on their record in a couple years, or want to do punch-ins, it's all sitting right there to pull back up.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. That's all I can say. The biggest thing is, though, a guy that hates digital boxes that you have to get layers through, hard disk stuff. Like an old hard disk recorder from like 1999. I couldn't do it. My mind wouldn't work around that. This thing is crazy simple, and this is the first time I've ever played with it, and I'm already flying on it. So on top of it, it really does sound pretty incredible. It's just great. It's fantastic.
Hi, Kristoff. How are you?
Hey, hi. How are you?
So to jump into it, you're also the creator of the Access Virus synthesizer, arguably the leading hardware virtual analog synthesizer. How did the development and creation of that technology affect or influence the development of the Kemper profiling amplifier?
Well, actually, not too much, because making a guitar amp it's a whole different task to do. It's all different. I mean, lately we had some synergies, but the synergies were only like for the effects and stuff, you know?
Okay.
So I always used to have my paradigms how I like effects, like delay, especially delay. It's a good example maybe. And you will find like the same type of delay in the Virus as well as in the Profiler. You know, in terms of like tap delay, where you select your time division for each tap, and this is similar to what we have in the Virus, actually, because we liked it. And well, delay is delay.
You guys are known for doing the Virus, the synthesizer. What was the inspiration behind going from the synthesizer to like the guitar?
Well, I thought, I mean, first of all, we wanted to do something new. We've been doing synthesizers for like a decade and more, and I thought it's a good idea to do something else, you know, not to stay with synthesizer for the rest of my life.
Sure.
But to do something else. And I thought in the guitar world there was like a certain gap that I saw where technology didn't take over yet, you know. The high-end technology in the guitar world has always been top tube amps, which are based on a 70-year-old technology or even older. And I thought like this might be an interesting field to show that you can, well, that technology can take over and make things better instead of worse. And I thought that's an interesting field to work on. And finally we managed to do something there.
So designing a unit this complex must take a colossal amount of time. Just so everyone knows, how long have you guys actually had this in development?
Well, horribly long. This took like, I think, 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, not everybody worked full-time 6 years on that unit, but we had other things to do, working on our synthesizers and stuff. But in total it was, we started, I think, maybe it's a bit longer even. I think this whole project started in 2005.
Is it the same team that's working on the KPA as it was on the Virus?
Yes, it is. It's the same team.
So the computer integration with the Virus TI software was pretty revolutionary when it came out. Do you have any plans for computer software integration with the Kemper profiling amplifier?
Well, yeah, we can think about that for the future. This actual device will not be capable of doing that because we have not planned any bigger audio capabilities, like through USB or any other computer interface through that. And that has a reason. We simply wanted to concentrate on an amp, on a guitar amp, and not on like whatever surrounding, computer interface and this and that and this and that. So we have like really focused on what it does right now. So there's like no near plans to have something like a total integration for that. I mean, we have you can connect easily to a computer by SPDIF.
Here's a question. A lot of people seem to be asking this one. Is there plans for stereo amping in the future?
We are thinking of that. You know, that the unit as it is does a mono amplification right now. It's also a matter of calculation power, and for the moment we spend all the calculation power on one device. That is like on one amp device. So yeah, I mean, we're thinking about that, but this will not something to be in the near future.
So Kristoff, do you see the profiling process becoming even more accurate in the future?
Well, I think that there might be ways to improve that even, but at the point where we are right now, it's very, very good. I would consider. So for today, I don't have like there's not main things to improve really.
You've devoted a lot of time over the last few years. Clearly, you're a musician, correct? What instruments do you play?
Well, I'm a native I'm a native keyboard player and producer. I don't play too much guitar myself, so I know to play guitar a bit, but this was more from a producer approach.
Well, Kristoff, thanks again for your time and for making great products. We'll see you later.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Thanks again to Kristoff Kemper for the great interview. For more information on the Kemper profiling amplifier, go to gcpro.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Top Shelf.